Hello everyone and welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I have a headband that actually has a thread that reflects light. So that's the little darker section or darker thread that you can see on here. But today I'm going to show you how to do the whole thing and also the type of yarn that I used. So you can see this is pretty tight on here, which is good for a headband. It's going to keep your head warm and your ears protected from the cold air. And it also reflects light, so it's going to be really cool. Even if you wear it at night, you're going to have this really cool effect. Anyway, I'll show you the yarn and how I did this project. Stay tuned. So here is the yarn that I'm using. I sadly lost the label, but you can definitely find these, and they are usually called something like glow in the dark or reflective something. So you're gonna know by the label name that it has this feature. And as far as the length goes, we're not gonna be counting the stitches. We don't need that this time. We need a specific length. And this, of course, depends on your head size. So I'm going to do about 50 centimeters. That's, I think, the head circumference of most adults. But of course, if you have a headband that fits, you can also measure the length of that and then do that length. And yeah, I'm just going to do some chains to reach that length. So I'm going to do 50 centimeters because my head circumference is a little bit over 50. That way I make sure that the headband stays in place when I wear it. So whatever your head circumference is, just make sure to take a couple centimeters or an inch or two less. So I'm about halfway, 22 centimeters, 23. Let's do a bit more. And now we can measure. So let's see, I think we are about right. I'm gonna leave it at this length. I think this looks good. So now I'm just gonna make sure there are no twists or knots or anything weird going on, and then we can connect the beginning with the end. So I'm gonna go into the very first stitch in here, the very first chain, and do a slip stitch. So just basically take the thread with me as I go through the loops. There we go. This is the size of our headband. Of course, it's going to grow in height. And now I'm going to do a row with just single crochets to get started. So we go in, no yarn over this time, take the thread through and go through both loops at once. Okay, so one row later, this is what I have. So you can see that we have the white starting over here. And the cool thing is we're actually doing spirals this time instead of rounds or rows. So I'm basically gonna go into this section right here. So you can see the little stitch if you isolate it like this. So it's the little V, that's a single. And we're gonna go into the next single that we see, go in and do a new one. And then we're gonna keep doing that again. So this is a little bit tighter this time because I want it that way, but this means that you might need a little bit more patience just so it looks nice in the end. And yeah, you can see here what the effect looks like. I think it's really, really cool. And we're gonna keep going like this. And I'll do the full spiral then, and I'll be back with a little update. Okay, here I am. You can see we had a little bit of pink return. So we have the white row below, and then the two pink rows basically meet here, which means we're done with our row, round, or actually spiral to be precise. And we're just gonna keep going like this. So I'm doing a new spiral or a new round of single crochets. And of course you can continue for as long as you want or until you reach a nice width. So that's completely up to you if you want it a little bit more narrow or more or a little bit wider. But yeah, you basically continue until you reach the height you want. Okay, let me count the rows so I can tell you how many there are. 10, 11, 12 total. And let's see, our height is 8 centimeters. Yeah, and I think I'll stop here. Of course, you could do more or even less if that's what you prefer. But you can see this lovely pattern, and all that we needed for that are some regular single crochets. So now what we're going to do is shorten the thread and pull it out. There we go. And you can see that it's at the same height. So where I started the first row is where I'm stopping the last. And now I'm going to show you how you can hide this last end section so you can't tell where the last stitch was. So for that, I'm just pulling the thread through to the other side. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing one more time. Go through just this one half of the previous stitch and pull the thread through. When you do that, you can see just a tiny little bump, but you can't see a difference in stitches. So now we can weave that in as well as the beginning, and our headband is done. So this is what it looks like. We have some really cool colors in here. I actually really like the little purple stripe. And yeah, let me know what you think of the project. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up if you enjoy to let us know. And if you'd like to see more crocheting projects, then feel free to subscribe. And if you do, don't forget to click on the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I post something new. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!